Welcome to Toy Fair. I'm KT Bradford for Techlicious.com, and I am here with one of our best of Toy Fair picks. This is Wiki Bear. I have been watching Wiki Bear do and say some pretty interesting stuff, so let's get a demo.
Hey Wiki Bear, how are you?
Angry Birds Go is a kart racing game based on the original game developed by Exient Entertainment and published by Rovio Entertainment, released on November 15th, 2013. The 3D adventure is a downhill soapbox kart racer where you can play as nearly all the characters from the Angry Birds series. It was a rather brave move away from the 2D physics-based point-and-aim Angry Birds we were all used to, but it was appealing to gamers of all age groups. The game was available for iOS, Android, Windows Phone 8, and BlackBerry 10, and was the first Rovio game to be a free-to-play experience. Most had played the numerous iterations of Mario Kart and laughed at some of the rivals that copied its basic features while missing the nuances that made Nintendo series so great. Then the critics fired up Angry Birds Go, preparing for disappointment, but quickly realized that it's a really enjoyable game. Angry Birds touches include the characters, obviously. Yes, no legs or hands, so heaven knows how they steer. And the way races start by you pulling back the car in a slingshot and letting go at the right moment. The different birds' power-ups were standard for the genre, a mixture of weapons and speed-ups. Initially included 4 different tracks with 5 different race types including traditional race, time boom, and fruit splat. The handling always felt great with a choice of touch or tilt. As in most touchscreen driving games, tilt is more fun, but touch is better for actually controlling your vehicle. The way the various karts turn, fly through the air, and smash into one another felt very good. One of the more disappointing elements of Angry Birds Go, however, is the 3D graphics. This was Rovio's first foray into 3D, and it really shows. The 3D sections are far from crisp, and are especially shown up when they're side by side with the cartoon 2D menace. Before the game's development, Rovio signed an extended license agreement with Hasbro to produce Angry Birds toys based on the upcoming Angry Birds titles. Famously, Hasbro produced the Telepods, which were figures that you could teleport into Star Wars 2, Go, Stella, and Transformers. Telepod figures had a scannable code below that had to be set to a functioning camera. You would put the telepod on a clear, magnified base and place it on the camera to teleport the character into the game. Then the app would show the teleported character figure and could be played. Of course, you could race them in the game in their respective classes and not pay those ridiculous prices, or treat them like toy cars as the sets suggest. However, the front wheels didn't turn, hindering their capabilities. They were a fantastic, innovative expansion that many obsess over to this day. They were available at most retailers, coming in several different assortments and sets, but once production ceased, Rovio was forced to overhaul Go to no longer rely on them. This is what's known as the 2.0 update, which took place in 2016. While the original is praised by fans and critics alike, the second version is much maligned for the removal of countless features, including the aforementioned telepods, the tree, and the story. The history of Angry Birds Go is surprisingly extensive, with most promotions, development quirks, and merchandising being well documented. But what many have overlooked, perhaps due to Hasbro's involvement, is the game's release date, November 15th, 2013. Commonwealth's lineup of Angry Birds plush toys were still in production, with several lines of merchandise slated for release in 2014. With hindsight, we know all about the Stella and the perhaps cancelled Star Wars 2 sets. The Stella plushies were officially released worldwide in 2014, while we only have pictures of the Star Wars 2 plushies from the 2014 New York Toy Fair. A few eBay listings have emerged over the years with prototypes from the convention, but otherwise, most believe these were outright cancelled. Star Wars 2, Go, and Stella will forever be intertwined because they were the first games to use the Toons art style and telepods and were released within one calendar year. Reasonable minds might question why plushies based on Go were never commissioned. After all, Commonwealth had made accessorized characters in the past. What would some goggles or a helmet cost to produce, really? Well, recently a Twitter user by the name of Nikki Friddard shared a shocking image. The Commonwealth display at the 2014 Toy Fair with Angry Birds Go plushies clearly visible on the shelves. The image comes from a YouTube video detailing Commonwealth's WikiBear product, where the Angry Birds display is revealed to the left. The WikiBear is actually really interesting and honestly deserves its own video.
Tell me a joke.
Why did the donut shop close? The owner got tired of the whole business. Ha, ha.
From what can be seen, there were plans to release a set of 4 plushies including Red, Chuck, Bomb, and King Pig based upon their designs and accessories from Angry Birds Go. Consequently, they featured the Toons designs, which would have been a first for a main series set. Perhaps that is why they were cancelled, because cost-cutting measures were always a mainstay for Commonwealth, as most plush variations before were typically just the original mass-produced version but with a hat. Unsurprisingly, the set was to come in several different size variations such as 5-inch, 8-inch, and 16-inch. Much like the Cage Birds, it appears there were plans to include a cardboard recreation of an in-game aesthetic with the 5-inch plushies. For this set, each character would come with their personalized go-kart, which would have been a truly epic thing to collect. The 8-inch boxes weren't as unique, but still carried the design from the Go startup screen. As usual, the jumbo-sized versions came as is. The side tag design is difficult to see, but you can clearly see they're rectangular just like the tags of other Angry Birds products at the time. The tush tags are a complete mystery, however. One might assume they look like this, but as we know, the Stella tags were specialized despite being released during the light blue era. Thus, we cannot say with certainty what they look like. You might have noticed already, but next to the Go display is the Stella display, though obviously it's not as compelling. We can see the prototype designs of a few of the characters, but we've known about these for quite some time. What I find interesting is that there's no sign of the updated Stella plush here, just the 2012 version. This was likely a placeholder along with the logo above the display. Also, the Stella display says coming in 2014 while the Go display does not. I'm not sure if this text applies to every plush on display or just the Stella set. Unless a Commonwealth executive comes forward to clarify, it looks like we'll be left in the dark. It took 7 years for this information to come to light, but luckily somebody with a keen eye was able to discover this. No longer must we theorize about them because they are indeed real, and likely out there somewhere. The Star Wars 2 and Go sets were cancelled while the Stella set was greenlit, and we likely will never get a definitive answer as to why. Only speculation remains. If you have any comments, questions, or complaints, you can leave them in the comments below. With that I say, peace out.
Oh good, don't you want to know how I am?
Yes, please tell me.
I'm doing fine.
How does doing that make you feel?